Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are fine. In today's class, we will discuss on the set 2 of Santali alphabet, series A. First, we see printing letter. A, Ak, I, Aw. Then we see the writing letter. A, Ak, I, Aw. Dear learners, A is a vowel and other are consonants. This is the second set of the Santali alphabet. Let's take a closer look at each of them one by one. The first letter of the set we have here is A. This letter is pronounced A in Santali. It is a vowel. In Santali, it called Raha Arang. It is framed as the picture of digging up soil. Dear learners, to write A in the first step, we will draw a small slanted line from left to right upwards. Then draw another slanted line upwards to the left. In the third step, draw a semicircle downwards to the right. In the fourth step, draw a straight diagonal line upwards to the right and cross the semicircle upward, and in fifth stroke, draw a semicircle downward. In this way, A is graphically written. This letter occurs in all positions, as initially, medially, and finally, from the viewpoint of orthography. The examples are as follows. Word initially, it can appear in means you. Word medially, it can appear in mamo, means maternal uncle. Word finally, it can appear in hola, means yesterday. Santali has a separate handwritten form of A. It looks like. Now let's try to write this letter. To write A, we will draw a curve from top to bottom on the right. Then it turns to the left and it also draw upward from left to right and again draw the same curve as before and ends on the right top without any break. You have now successfully written the Santali letter A. The second letter of the set we have here is Ak. This letter is pronounced Ak in Santali. It is a consonant. In Santali, it is called Kechet Arang. Ak is framed as the picture of a swan when it watching something. Dear learners, to write Ak, in the first step, we'll draw a vertical line descends from the top, followed by a small diagonal rising to the right from the middle of the right side of the vertical line. And a semicircle begins from there and descends right downwards. Finally, a small diagonal ascends from right to left and meet the vertical line in the bottom. In this way, Ak is graphically written. This letter occurs in all positions in word as initially, medially, and finally from the viewpoint of orthography. The examples are as follows. Word initially, it can appear in kala, means deep. Word medially, it can appear in kokor, means owl. Word finally, it can appear in tak, means chance. Santali has a separate handwritten form of Ak. It looks like. Now let's try to write this letter. To write Ak, we will draw a small slanted line from left to right upwards and draw a vertical line from top to bottom and draw a curved line on the right side and turn the curve and slanted line cross the curve. You have now successfully written the Santali letter Ak. The third letter of the set we have here is I. This letter is pronounced I in Santali. It is a consonant. In Santali, it is called Kechet Arang. I is framed as the picture of someone indicating him or her by the left hand. To write I in the first step, we will draw a vertical line descends from the top, followed by a small diagonal descending to the right from the lower of the right side of the vertical line. Finally, a semicircle ascends from end of the diagonal near the starting vertical line. In this way, I is graphically written. This letter occurs in all positions as initially, medially, and finally from the viewpoint of orthography. The examples are as follows. Word initially, jom, means eat. Word medially, it can appear in jojo, means tamarind. Word finally, it can appear in I, means he or she. Santali has a separate handwritten form of I. It looks like. Now let's try to write this letter. To write I, we will draw a small slanted line from left to right upwards and draw the slanted line downward bottom. Then turn it left to right and cross the slanted line. Thereafter, draw a slanted line right downward. Finally, draw the slanted line from bottom top without any stopping. You have now successfully written the letter I. The fourth letter of the set we have here is Am. This letter is pronounced Am in Santali. It is a consonant. In Santali, it is called Kechet Arang. Am is framed as the picture of someone indicating you by the right hand. Dear learners, to write Am in the first step, we will draw a vertical line descends from the top, followed by a small diagonal descending to the left from the lower of the left side of the vertical line. Finally, a semicircle ascends from end of the diagonal near the starting vertical line. In this way, Am is graphically written. This letter occurs in all positions as initially, medially, and finally from the viewpoint of orthography. The examples are as follows. Word initially, mon, means mind. Word medially, it can appear in gamam, means novel. Word finally, it can appear in am, means you. Santali has a separate handwritten form of am. It looks like. Now let's try to write this letter. To write am, we will draw a small slanted line from left to right upwards. Then draw a semicircle in the middle going down to the right. Then draw it upwards and curve it from right to left upwards to the bottom. Finally, draw a small slanted line from bottom to right upwards without stopping. You have now successfully written the Santali letter Am. The fifth letter of the set we have here is Au. This letter is pronounced Au in Santali. It is a consonant. In Santali, it called Kechet Arang. Au is framed as the picture of rising hands of a sudden feared man. Dear learners, to write Au in the first step, we will draw a small semicircle from left to right upwards, then downwards up to near starting point, and Finally, draw a semicircle from the end of the smaller semicircle to the right upward near the top of the smaller semicircle. In this way, ow is graphically written. This letter occurs in two positions, as medially and finally from the viewpoint of orthography. The examples are as follows. Word medially, it can appear in toa, means milk. Word finally, it can appear in how, means red ant. Santali has a separate handwritten form of ow. It looks like. Now let's try to write this letter. To write ow, we will draw a small semicircle starting from left to right and turn it round up to bottom. Thereafter, draw a semicircle right upward and finally turn it round from right to left without stopping. You have now successfully written the letter ow. Wonderful. Dear learners, keep on practicing these letters for perfection. Goodbye for today. See you in the next class.